warm up as usual. We're going to run through about 7 different exercises today and then finish with a little bit of core exercises. So 2 rounds, 7 exercises, and then finish with a little bit of core. It'll be super quick and we'll get started. Right, good to go. So start as our warm up as always, start with that little knee raise, warming up those hips. We'll gradually build that heart rate up. As always, adding your weights if you've got them, and you can do that active rest in between exercises if you want to. A little jog on the spot, warming up those knees, starting to get that heart rate up. Or just keep that march in place, take those knees up in front, pump the arms slightly. Back to those heel flicks. A little bit higher those knees now. Good, shaking off, low side bend. Warming up for the core. Good, a couple more. Into your little torso twist, loosen off that lower back. My back, I don't know if you heard that. Good, coming into our squats guys, warm for the legs as always. Feet nice and flat. A little pause at the bottom, getting that good squat depth. Keep the shoulders back. Pause at the bottom, good. So if you can, coming down to all the way, about 90 degrees in the knees. Sitting back in those heels, not rolling onto our toes. Nice, slow and controlled. Just getting that good squat form. Let's go for 1 or 2 more. Into our lunges next, so a little reverse lunge. Adding that twist if you want to. Warming up for the core, nice and tight there. Reverse lunge. Go for 1 or 2 more. Good, down to all fours, into our cat-cows. Arching through the upper back. Dip the chest, looking up. Just warming up into that thoracic spine. If you want to, you can have a little wiggle, whatever feels nice for you. And then we're into our rotation, so 1 arm behind the back, behind the neck, open up that elbow. 3 or 4 one side, nice, slow and controlled. Get a nice twist in the upper back. Good, mountain climbers guys, shoulders over hands, driving in those knees, almost there with the warm up. Should be getting nice and warm now. As always, elevate your hands if you want to here. You can go slow or fast with that mountain climber, depends on how you're feeling. Just try to get that heart rate up a little bit. Warming through the shoulders, squeezing the stomach. Last 5 seconds here. 3, 2, 1, big circles with the shoulders. Oh, I'm sore today in my shoulders. Big swings backwards, open up the chest. And we'll just get about started. Cross the body. Good stuff guys, grab a quick drink, grab a little breather. We are going to start, if you want to, into your active rest now. So as always, jumping jacks, jogging the spot, shadow boxing, squats, anything you want. Just keep the heart elevated or just get your rest. First exercise is going to be squat to knee drive. So, like we did in our warm up there, we're going for squats and a little knee drive at the top. Squat, little knee drive. You can add your weights here exactly the same in your front rack position. Coming down, squatting up, knee drive up, and there. So working for about 45 seconds. Getting ready to go for exercise number 1. Squat to knee drive, adding your weights or doing a body weight in 3, 2, 1. So on your squat stance, squatting down, knee drive up. So that knee can come across the body slightly towards your opposite arm, or it can just come up in place, right front. If you've got the weights, maybe don't go for that little twist, just adding it up. If you don't have the weights, hands by the head if you can, adding that knee drive. Take your time with the squat, but then it's a quick movement up, driving the knee upwards. Good guys, take your time with those squats, so control the squat, little pause maybe, driving up, coming down. So that foot is always returning to where your natural squat stance is. Maybe take a little couple of seconds just to steady yourself. Last 10 seconds, guys. Let's get a few more squats in. 3, 2, 1. Active rest or get your recovery. Next up, guys, we're going straight into it. We're going for bear crawls. So bear crawls, done these a few times now. We want to keep low to the ground, through our shoulders, through our legs. Try to keep those hips down, bending the elbows, forwards and backwards. Going for that. Okay, so you'll probably have more room than I do. 3 or 4 steps forward, 3 or 4 steps back. Ready, going about 10 seconds. So you want to keep nice and low to the ground. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. So pushing in, guys. Nice and low, almost coming down into a little press up position there. And if you can, we're going backwards too. If it's too hard to keep low, just come up in kind of like this position, and we're just crawling backwards and forwards. Kind of in like that tabletop position we've done before with our core. So we're going forwards and backwards. You can maybe call it a baby crawl. But if you can, stay nice and low so our hips are almost close to the ground. Like a Spider-Man crawl. Keep those hips up, good stuff. Last 10 to 15 seconds, keep going with those. You'll start to feel this for the shoulders, firing into those legs. Five, 3, 2, 1. Next up, guys, grabbing your weights, active rest recovery. Back to legs, so we're going for a reverse lunge or an elevated lunge. So, reverse lunge, we're going here, just like we did in our warm-up. You can switch every side, or switch every couple of reps. Or we're elevating that back foot, working on this front leg, dropping that back knee, up and down, nice, slow and controlled. Ready to go again in about 10 seconds. So reverse lunge, using the weights or without the weights. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. The elevated one is slightly harder because you're working through that front leg. We'll go 25 to 30 seconds per leg if you're going for this one. Remember, try to keep the pressure away from that front knee. You want to just drop that back knee down, up and down in a straight line. So for here, we're going up and down, stepping back. Last 5 seconds if you haven't switched legs already. 3, 2, 1, switching sides if you haven't done already. Or you might just be going for that reverse lunge, switching legs every time. Exactly the same if you don't have the weights, guys. Looking good. Keep the core tight. Breathing out as we push up. Posture is good. I'm not leaning forward. Remember if you struggle with that balance, make sure you're stepping out, kind of like in train tracks, so we're not on like a tightrope. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Active rest or get your recovery. Upper body again next. We're going to go to our mountain climber like we did in the warm-up. So a couple of variations. You can go 20 reps fast, shoulders over hands, Driving that knee, getting the heart rate up, or we're going 10 reps slow. Driving it in, squeezing the stomach. Once you get to your 10 or 20, we're going for a little push-up. So drop into the knees if you need to. 2 push-ups. Back into our mountain climbers. As always, elevate your hands or drop to your knees if you need to. Ready to go again in 5 to 10 seconds, guys. Coming down to our mats. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Shoulders over our hands. Driving in those knees for 20 fast reps or 10 slow reps. After you've done those, drop to your knees if you need to. 2 press ups. Or it's up on the sofa. 2 push ups. Back to your mountain climbers. Good guys, keep this going. Well done. Make sure you're keeping those hips down, squeezing the stomach for both the slow and the fast variation. Last 10 to 15 seconds, guys. Good Vic, good Carly. 5, 3, 2, 1. We've got 3 more exercises around, guys. Active rest and recovery. We're going to stay in this position. We're just going to do 30 seconds of toe touches if we can. That's what we're looking for. In that top plank position, nice and solid through the core. Shoulders over my hands. I'm going to hinge up on my hips. Reach for my toe or my shins. My flexibility is not the best. So I'm going to go for my shins. Take your time with this. Don't rush the movement. Ready to go in 5 to 10 seconds, guys. Solid through the core, remember. Shoulders over my hands to start with. In 3, 2, 1. So my feet are slightly wider. I'm pushing my bum upwards. I'm reaching for those shins. Just start to feel this through the shoulders. Good. If you can, reaching for those toes. If you really want to keep working through the upper body, you can add a little press up here as well. Push up, touch, push up, touch. Last 10 seconds. Good, Hannah. Well done. 3, 2, 1. A little breather. We're going to roll onto our backs. We're going to come straight into a bicycle crunch. So next one. Bicycle crunch. Knees are up. Shoulders are off the ground. Opposite elbow to knee. Extend the leg. Switching sides. Ready to go in about 10 seconds, guys. Little core exercise. In 3, 2, 1. Coming up. So take your time with these. Working for about 30 seconds. Try to keep the shoulders off the ground slightly. Don't rush the exercise as always when we're doing core. Just try to remain solid through the stomach. Elbow comes across to meet the knee. Keep breathing in and out. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Last exercise, guys. Take your active rest and recovery. We're going to finish the round with a renegade row or hot hands. So if you've got your weights, done these loads of times now, we are solid again in that push-up position or plank position. We're going to roll up, a little squeeze and hold. We're going to switch sides with a dumbbell, roll up. If you've got 2 dumbbells, you can go 1 per side. Exactly the same with the hot hands. A little pause at the top, 1, 2. A little pause at the top, 1, 2. Ready to go, 5 to 10 seconds, coming down to your mat. Grabbing your breather. Ready to go. In 3, 2, 1. So second part of the rounds. So the last 4 exercises have been quite upper body dominant. If you want to keep going with that, you can add a press up here too. So press up again, row, switching sides, press up, row. Just depending on what your kind of goals are, you can go for that, or just remain solid through the stomach, working through these core muscles and into our shoulders. Last 15 seconds, guys. Get a couple more reps in. As always, just going at your own pace. Hot hands or renegade rows. 3, 2, 1. Relax in there, guys. Well done. So, that's the 7 exercises today. We're going to go back to our squat to knee drives in about 45 seconds. Taking your breather now, right now, or you can carry on with that active rest if you want to. You've got about 30 seconds. Get a breather, grab some water. Oh. So, starting with that squat to knee drive. So, remember, nice controlled in that squat. And that little knee drive up in a straight line or slightly across the body if you don't have the weights. Ready, getting ready to go in about 10 seconds, guys. Adding your weights. Ready to go. Squat stance, remember, nice slow and controlled in 3, 2, 1. So control that squat, a little pause maybe. Add that knee drive up. Foot returns to wherever you started. And back. So make sure we're not coming too narrow when we come back. Taking a little time to reset there. Maybe you get a little rhythm. You're driving that knee back in the squat. Good, guys. Good, control that squat. Well done, mate. Good, clear. Keep it going, Paul. Last 10 seconds. Take your time, guys. Let's get 1 or 2 more in. 3, 2, 1. Active rest and recovery. Slightly less rest between exercises now. Because we know the exercises, I won't have to go over them so much. Bear crawls next, if we can, staying low to the ground. Ready, going 10 seconds, guys. Coming down to your mat, down to the floor. In 3, 2, 1. So we're into a little crawl here like this. Or we're proper bear crawl, Spider-Man crawls. Nice and low, bending the elbows. Or is that a little crawl? I quite like these ones actually. I feel like a, don't know, a crab or something. Keeping it going, guys. Last 15 seconds. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Active rest or recovery. You got lunges next, guys. So, a couple of variations for the lunge, depending on if you want to go for that reverse lunge, alternating the sides every time, or you can go reverse lunge, 25 to 30 seconds per side, or you're elevating that back foot, adding your weights, working that front leg. Ready to go in 5. I'm going to start with the elevated one this time. Posture squeeze, shoulders back, core nice and tight. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Dropping down. So remember, it's not a lunge forward per se, it's dropping that back knee down in a straight line. Try to take the pressure off that back foot, keeping the pressure through this front foot. So that back leg, if you're doing the elevated one, I say it all the time, almost acting like a kickstand just for keeping your balance. But this leg in the front is doing all the pushing work. Last 5 seconds if you haven't switched already. 3, 2, 1, switching legs. Make sure if you're doing the elevated one, you're still making enough room for your back knee to drop down. So we're not too cramped here and we're kind of cramping up. Cramming, sorry. Pushing through that front heel. You feel this in the quads. 5 to 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Active rest and recovery. We've got climbers to press ups next. So you're going for that 20 reps fast or 10 reps slow. You can add that push up after your reps. Or if you want to, just get that heart rate up. You can go for the 20. You can go for the mountain climbers for the whole time. Ready to go, guys? In 3, 2, 1. Shoulders over my hands. Keep the hips down. Driving in those knees. Nice and light in the toes. Once you've done your 20, pushing up. Push up. As always, elevate your hands if you need to. Going slow or fast, little pause if you're going for those slow ones. Squeezing into the stomach. I always say I like to come onto my knuckles for this one, just to keep my wrist straight. Last 15 seconds, guys. We're almost there. We've got 3 more exercises after this. Tighten a little bit of core to finish, then we're done. 3, 2, 1. Take your breather or get your active rest. Toe touches in that top plank position next. So if you can, reaching for your toes. Widen the feet slightly. So at the front, make sure you're widening the feet. Pushing my hips up, keeping this nice straight back. And then reaching for my heels, reaching for my toes. Ready, go in 5 seconds, guys. In 3, 2, 1. Hips come up. Reaching for the toes of the shin. If this is too much for anyone, you can just hold the top plank here. Really just working on that core strength and the shoulders. And some mobility there as well, reaching for those toes. You will feel it slightly in the hamstrings as you're stretching for it there. If it's too much, just bend the knees slightly. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We're going to go straight into our bicycle crunches, guys. So rolling onto our back, getting ready, going about 10 seconds. Core's nice and tight, shoulders off slightly, knees are up. 3, 2, 1. Extend, opposite elbow, opposite knee. As always with our core exercises, if it's too much, normal core crunch, any core exercise you feel comfortable doing. Just working 30 seconds here. Breathing in and out. 15 seconds left. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Quick breather, active rest. Renegade rows or hot hands to finish the round. Ready, go in 10 seconds, guys. So we're into those renegade rows. Widen the feet, core's tight. Roll up. Good to go in 3, 2, 1. Widen the feet. Roll up. When we're rowing, remember, shoulders are still parallel to the ground. We're not rowing and tilting off. Roll up, pause, switching sides. You can always double up that row as well. 1, 2, drop to your knees if you need to. Same goes for the hot hands. Drop to the knees if you need to. Little pause. Shoulders will start to tire. Last 15 seconds, guys. Last few reps. Squeeze the stomach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. So, 2 core exercises to finish and then we're done, guys. Flown by. We're going to start with the tricky one first, into our flutter kicks. So you probably all hate this one, but lower back into the ground. We're only going to work 30 seconds and then we're going to go straight into our next one. So lower back pushing into the ground, up and down the legs, nice slow and controlled. Working into those lower abdominals, keeping the core nice and tight. Ready to go in 10 seconds, guys. Grabbing your breather before we start. In 3, 2, 1. So if you want to make these even harder, spread your arms out to the side and push your arms, your hands down into the ground. Heels try not to touch the ground. If it's too hard, raise your legs slightly and just go for it up here instead. The longer you stretch the legs, the harder it's going to be. Last 10 seconds. Or take a little bend in those knees. We'll take the pressure off slightly. 3, 2, 1. Deep breaths into the stomach. Last couple of exercises, guys. Let's take our right knee up. We're going to go for a McGill crunch. So right knee's up. My left arm's going to come across slightly. Crunching up. 1, 2, pause. And back down. 1, 2, pause and back down. Take the opposite arm and put it underneath your lower back. Ready to go, guys. In 3, 2, 1. So my left arm's coming over to meet my right knee. 1, 2, and down. When I come up, I'm breathing out. I'm squeezing the stomach as hard as I can. And my right hand is under my lower back, just to cue that pressure into the ground. All that's doing is maintaining the natural curvature of your spine at the bottom. This core exercise especially targets building that good posture, saving the lower back. We're going to go for 10 more seconds. Let's get 2 more in. Remember that pause at the top. 1, 2. Remember, we're not sitting all the way up. Shoulder blades just coming off the ground. Pause. 1, 2. Let's go for 1 more. 1, 2. And relax. Deep breaths in. So this time my left knee's up. My right leg's extended. My right arm's coming over ever so slightly. Left hand is underneath my lower back. Ready to go. Last exercise, guys, in 3, 2, 1. Coming across, shoulder blade off. Squeeze and pause. Back down. So shoulders just going off the ground. And back. Make sure we're pausing at the top. We're relaxing the neck, keeping all the tension through that stomach. You can hold that pause for longer if you want to. Back down. Last 15 seconds, guys. Almost there. Let's go for 1 more. Up and hold. 1, 2, 3. And relax. Just take a breather there. Deep breaths into your stomach. Maybe have a little loosen off in the lower back here. Knocking the knees to the side. When you're ready, turn it over into your child's pose as always. Bum down towards your heels. Stretching off the upper back. Deep breaths in towards the stomach. Good, coming up to all fours. Just have a little wiggle here into your cat-cows if you want to. Loosen off those shoulders. Stepping forward into our low lunge. So stretching off that back hip. Switching sides. Easing out there. Last one, just a little forward fold, stretch from the hamstrings, relaxing through the upper back. Easing out there, a little bend in the knees, and coming out, guys. Well done, guys. I will see you Saturday.